report in. And I'm going to call to order a special meeting of the Wellington Board of Selectmen. It is April 7th, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. The next item is approval of amended capital improvement program plan. So I will make a motion to approve the amended plan as presented, the amended capital improvement program plan as presented.
Okay, and I'll second it.
Okay, so Jim, as you may be aware, you were at the budget hearing and then the meeting after. So the plan that we approved, the change that was made that we adopted on Monday included funding a portion of the public works vehicle out of the selectmen's budget. The adjustment that was made was that funding source was changed from the reserve fund. So that's the only change, is the funding source, not the dollar amounts on the plan. But we felt our business manager and I felt we should be presenting the plan that we want adopted, and this is the plan as it states. So we made that adjustment after that meeting.
Okay, so this is the plan that was as discussed by the Board of Finance meeting the other night.
Correct. And the only change from Monday's plan was that instead of local funds, that lease payment is now coming off budget out of the reserve fund.
Right. Yep. I follow that.
Okay. But when we present the plan at town meeting, I think it's important that the plan be exactly what we anticipate it being. And so we have the opportunity to make that adjustment today. All right, so seeing no other discussion, I'll call for a vote. Jim?
Aye.
Erica votes aye. Motion carries. Next, I will move Town of Wellington notice and warning annual town budget meeting for general government and education. The electors of the Town of Wellington and all persons who are entitled to vote in town meeting on the matters mentioned in the following warning are hereby warned and notified to meet at the Old Town Hall at 11 Common Road in Wellington on Tuesday, April 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. for the following purposes. Item 1, to discuss the proposed general government and education budgets for the fiscal year July 1, 2022 to June 30, 2023. A summary of the town budget is estimated general government budget operating $4,961,357. Capital school bond 0. General purpose bonds 177,000. Reserve fund $245,923. Capital expenditures 80,000. Capital projects 0. Total general government $5,464,280. Estimated education budget K through 8 $9,074,681. Region 19 $4,459,628. Total town budget $18,998,589. Total estimated revenues $3,998,093. To be raised by taxation $15,496. Less applied fund balance $490,230. Net amount to be raised by taxation $14,510,266. Apologies. Item 2, to set a date not less than 7 nor more than 14 days thereafter for a vote on the annual general government and education budgets by a separate yes or no vote on the voting machines. Item 3, to set the town office building as the polling place and to set the hours of the referendum during which votes may be cast not less than between the hours of 12 o'clock noon and 8 o'clock p.m. and not more than between the hours of 6 o'clock a.m. and 8 o'clock p.m. Item 4, to see if the townspeople, on the recommendation of the Board of Selectmen, will adopt the capital improvement program for fiscal years 2023 to 2027. Item 5, to see if the townspeople, on the recommendation of the Board of Finance, will appropriate $350,000 from the Capital Reserve Fund for the purpose of road repairs to Moose Meadow Road, dated at Willington, the 7th day of April, 2022. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Selectman Blessington. Any discussion?
Yeah, it's Selectman Bulick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Selectman Bulick seconded, although I'm sure.
Old habit.
Selectman
Selectman Bulick seconds that.
Very good. Yeah, I have some discussion.
Sure.
Number one, on the budget items above all the figures there, did Donna recheck that? Because I know we made
These
last
numbers,
minute
these
changes.
numbers come from our business manager.
All right, so they accommodate the last minute changes in financing on the Board of Finance just the other day, right?
That is correct. After the budget hearing, the Board of Finance by statute has to have a meeting. They may or may not adjust budgets. And those numbers are then taken by our business manager. And those are what go into the call of this meeting.
Right, we adjusted a funding source for the earlier
That's correct.
discussion for CIP, and I don't, as long as it's been baked into those numbers, then
That is correct.
I'm happy with that.
Yes.
The second item, I'm wondering, shouldn't the call include a vote to move the referendum? I mean, because theoretically, then you want to do the townspeople, want to move the referendum, then you set the date and time. Because theoretically, it's possible that they would not do that. It's possible that someone would say, no, you need to make this little tweak here or change there.
So the call of the meeting, with the exception of item 5, comes from our annual budget ordinance, which requires us to do certain things, set the date, set the time, within those parameters.
Yep, I totally agree.
And then the meeting is adjourned to referendum, because our budget ordinance requires that the vote on the annual budget be a yes or no vote on voting machines. That happens at referendum. So the meeting, the moderator, at the end of the meeting, once all of the business is conducted, actually adjourns the meeting to referendum on the date and time that was set at the meeting. So that is the process by which we follow.
Okay, so it's not like it used to happen way back in the old days where and I've seen this on rare occasion at the town meeting, a change is made to the budget. So that will not happen.
That does not happen, because what we are required to do by ordinance is
By town ordinance, okay.
there's an annual budget ordinance that states that we shall include a discussion, but there shall be no vote at the meeting so held. There shall be no vote on the annual budget at the meeting so held. So there's no vote there. That's the public hearing is the opportunity. And then by statute, the Board of Finance is required to meet right after that public hearing, in which they can make those adjustments that then come to our annual town meeting, that then we adjourn to, we adjourn to referendum. So what happens after that is that then a yes or no vote is taken, and that is the say as to whether or not the townspeople are in favor of the numbers as presented.
And if they're not, what happens?
Well, a no vote would happen at the referendum. They would either vote all yes or majority yes or majority no, and then it would go back to the Board of Finance to go through a process again. So the opportunity to make adjustments comes after a vote is or is not adopted. A budget is adopted.
Well, thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome. All right, any other discussion on the call? So just so you know, Jim, the questions that are on this annual town meeting have been the same since the most recent budget ordinance adoption, which was in 1993, and they're determined by that ordinance. They're not determined by the Board of Finance or the Board of Selectmen. They're determined by that particular ordinance.
Okay, I had people asking me what happened to the, we used to do this way, and that's why I'm asking questions, right? And
it may have happened long before that. There are certain, there were several ordinances prior to that, And so the process certainly could have evolved from there.
And I have to admit, I did go back and research this, but I was able to go back to whatever that was easily available on our websites, the
Mhm.
2000, the O series in the 2000s, and it looked like it was done the same way. But thank you for explaining it.
You're welcome.
This is a format as a result of our ordinance. Okay,
That is correct. All right, any other discussion on the call?
I'm all set.
All right, seeing none, I will call for a vote. Selectman Bueller?
Aye.
First Selectman Waschinsky votes aye. Motion carries. And that is the last of the business for this meeting. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn. I will move to adjourn at 4:40 PM.
And I'll second that.
All right, it's a non-debatable matter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you so much. We will see you at our next selectmen's meeting and or the town meeting, whichever comes first for you.
Very good.
Have a good night.